Well, that seems to be all the time we have for this week.
All right, guys, so this one's a doozy with zero shame, zero budget, zero chill, and all guts. These 3 flicks are about to blow your mind in ways that you never thought imaginable. You've been warned. Let's get into it. Today, we're diving into some of the most unhinged, and I mean unfiltered, absolutely bonkers, zero indie budget splatter comedies that have literally ever been burned to DVD. I got these 3 titles from MBD Entertainment and Wild Eye Releasing for their Wild Eye Raw and Extreme. It's all by the same director, Tom Martino, who is definitely on something, I think. Race War, the remake, which is gleeful chaos, racism, and beyond anything you've ever seen before. We also have Cheeseballs, which is kind of like an anthology of all of that, like brain-melting parodies of different types of films, including Banana Spider Hero Swinging Dick Man. Yeah, something like that. To the absolutely batshit insanity of Fxsted, which is their newest release from 2025. That doesn't just cross the line, but they literally light it on fire and dance on the fucking ashes, okay? Now, just a message from me. This is not something that I would think is harmful. If I thought it was harmful or would do any harm to anyone, I wouldn't even be talking about it. They're far too ridiculous and just insane to even think for a second that they're meaning what they're actually saying. Is it going to offend people? Obviously. Just realize there's just loads of insanely bad humor, guts, gore, racist retorts, and enough to give most of these people these days a heart attack you would never come back from. I'll also be doing a giveaway here, which is of Fxsted. I got an extra copy sent to me, so if you want to put hashtag Fxsted in the comment section down below and like and subscribe, hey, you know, that'll help me out and go a long way to kind of boost this video out to everyone. So make sure you check your replies to see that I got it, and you'll get it in your mailbox at least by the 15th of this month when all of these movies release on DVD. I'll have links for these all below for you guys, so check the link in the description. Now we're gonna go ahead and rank these from least, offensive to most offensive, and they're also going to counterbalance it, I should say, with most enjoyable or easy to watch. So the one in the middle will probably be the most middle ground one out of all of them. All of these are definitely offensive. So buckle up, freaks, and let's get into it.
My glasses! Ooh!
I bet you wish I wasn't 16 inches.
So I'm going to start with the first one, which is going to be the least offensive. And when I say least, it's still wholly more offensive than anything you've probably ever seen. But again, I'm going with most offensive or least offensive and how enjoyable it is. So it's kind of balancing those 2 metrics in it, okay? Now, I think this one is definitely offensive as hell. It's just not an easy watch. It's kind of all over the place, and sometimes the different segments that they do in this anthology are really weird. You've got Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma, who's kind of like improving over this stuff. I doubt that he even watched these films. He probably had a light script in front of him and was just kind of telling you what he thought about it. These seem like some of the B-sides that Tom Martino actually did, maybe even previous to the first movie which he did, which is the Race War movie, the remake. And this seems kind of like a amalgamation or just like a slew of different things in it that are using like crazy effects for its time. And, even some 3D animation that's in this movie that deals with a Spider-Man, a version of Spider-Man that's a Banana Spider-Man Hero something or another. And it is obscene as hell. He uses his dick to basically sling the webs out at everything and kind of swing into action. He kills the Goblin and just tons of other things that go on in this movie. But that's one of the last ones. There's like a group of people that order a pizza, and Klansmen who get just crazy shit in this one. Different chapters of this, and like you'll have like a couple of different shorts that you can have in it to kind of break up the monotony a little bit. But all of it is all done on like no budget. So just remember, you know, the kids outside could do this in a way. Maybe not as good, because there are some things that actually take talent in this, but they're not done in a way that would be for the mainstream. Cheeseballs is one that, it has some pretty cool kills and stuff in it still, and some practical effects. There's like a creature that there's like a scene that has in it, which I swear that guy right here is from, he makes movies himself with the gun there. This one was still fun. I still enjoyed it, you know, as much as you can enjoy a film of this nature. Definitely number 3 on the list.
Oh fuck, are you okay, baby?
Up next, we have Fxsted, which is still highly offensive. A little bit easier, much easier to watch than that last one, but I feel a much more tamer movie overall. But they do bring the gore in it. Now, this is essentially a story about a group of friends who are going camping to actually encounter the Jerklin boy, which I feel like they changed the name of the character in the middle of writing this and then changed it in the movie. A deranged slasher that's fueled with a bunch of gore, killer ants that cause people to explode and melt into like crazy shit. There's a guy that goes around punching people, the Jerklin boy, and they explode like dynamite, which is just wild. He also tapes scrotums to trees and shit and takes people's penises. So it gets pretty wild. They do some pretty wild stuff. They even have some corn in here, and it's not exactly like they have the tape going bad at the parts where they can't get away with it. They do cover that part up, but eventually they basically hunt this guy down. There's like a puppet even in this crew, who is actually some sort of demon hunter. And it is bizarre. Like there's just a ragtag group. A lot of people that were in the first and second movie, because these all came out in different order. This is one of the more recent ones. I think probably the easier to watch too, which they do have their gore, but I feel like this one in particular is the most graphic. Is it the most, poor humor? Definitely not. But I think with the amount of gore and the things that happen in it with the gore, mixed with some of the like extreme like jokes, it definitely is somewhere in the middle. Much more enjoyable though in the middle. Although I will say that the beginning of the movie, the first half of it feels like it's paced really well. And then the last 20 minutes is just bizarrely stretched out, almost like they didn't have enough material to finish it out, but still has its moments in that 20 minutes. It's just the slowest, weirdest part of the pacing, in my personal opinion. But it does have some interesting things with some very different characters. Might have been an afterthought. Who knows?
Zombies ate your ass? Damn.
Then last but not least, we have Race War, the creme de la creme of bad humor, just about everything that would be upsetting to anyone. This one was made in 2012, or at least got out in 2012, and it's technically a remake because I guess they did another one. And this one's done in that blaxploitation style that's kind of like the Rudy Ray Moore films of its day, where they were schlocky and silly, but they also kind of have like that air of coolness about it. And the main guy, Soda, is kind of like the Rudy Ray Moore character. And then there's his buddy, who is GED, and the swamp creature who doesn't speak, called Creech. And this has like a bunch of guys who are selling crack. They're smoking it, they're selling it. They have PCP they're drinking with 40s and just a bunch of other like really stereotypical shit. But they have some other guys come in on their turf, some white guys who are basically causing a problem, and they, start tripping out and doing a bunch of crazy shit on all of it, to protect their turf and make sure that these white guys pay for it because they want a race war. There's like some white guys that come in the neighborhood and start trying to sell it, this like sort of like redneck hillbilly guy who's trying to cut in on their market, and he's selling a drug that turns people into zombies who want to smoke more crack. And yeah, it's insane. It's a bizarre story, but they go on some pretty whacked out adventures, let me tell you, man. Like, this is some crazy shit. I was highly offended by it, of course, so I'm sure you will be as well, but that's kind of the intention. I don't think it's harmful. In fact, I feel like it's like the exploitation type of stuff that actually gives people who wouldn't normally be in a movie a chance to actually act and do stuff. But yeah, it's gonna fucking upset some people, just so you know. But you can't take it seriously. It's just so banana batshit crazy. There are some stale moments in the movie that just go too far. There are moments that are drag on a little bit. It's not a perfect film. It's made literally on nothing. Somehow they pulled it out. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is so not offensive, but it's just so funny that they kept it in, that it made me laugh. Like, these movies, all of them, have moments in them where they fuck up and they'll just keep the fucking cut that is bad just to keep it in, to kind of give it that schlocky appeal. You know what I mean? That do-it-yourself fucking way that's like, I don't give a fuck, which these movies certainly do not. And the creator of these films does not give a fuck either. If you're going to offend people. But one of my favorite scenes in this movie is towards the end of the movie when Soda meets the big bad boss and the big bad reveal, and he's got hiccups in the middle of doing it. And the boss is like, he's like really just hiccuping in the middle of his final speech to kill this guy off. Boss is like, hey, I got something that'll fix it. And then sure enough, it does fix it.
I know you need slaves, motherfucker. But what the motherfucker you need slaves for? You got fields of cotton in the back of this motherfucker or what?
Makes him look like kind of an idiot, but it's just, I don't know. It's ridiculous. This one made me laugh more than all three of them put together. It definitely has its moments in it. So yeah, to go back over, Cheeseballs in third, Fxsted in second. This is probably your more mainstream effort. Still highly offensive, but I think most people can probably get by with it. And then this one is the creme de la creme of all like offensive shit, and probably the more funny one, but it is rough around the edges. There is problems in all of these films with audio dropout, visuals, like you can barely see people, and it's just do it and get over and just get it done. So yeah, the winner is Race War. Go figure, that one would be the winner of all three. But I still like the Fxsted, the new movie that's coming out. So if you want to get a copy, make sure you put hashtag Fxsted in the comments section down below, and I will be more than glad to send out a copy to you as long as you live within the US of A. Just put a comment down in the comment section, hashtag Fxsted. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's 3 fucked up films that have no chill, no fucking budget, and just don't give a fuck about offending anyone. But I like to put myself through this just like I do with disturbing films. And you know what? I found them to be pretty funny, some of them anyway. Let me know what you think about them in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from anybody that has seen these. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. And remember, there's other films out there to just dive into, and sometimes taking a risk is kind of the fun, right? Thank you guys so much for coming by, and as always, long live the void.